Great. What are dividends? Or what is a dividend?
Dividends are kind of like returns that shareholders receive on the investments they make. It can come in the form of money or their own shares.
Excellent. Excellent answer. So that is it. So when you are a shareholder of a company, one benefit you get is that when the company earns profit and they decide to pay part of this profit as dividends, then as a shareholder, you stand to what? Enjoy this benefit. Like last year, MTN paid about 3 billion Ghana cedis as dividends to their shareholders. Is that okay? So how it works is that if the dividend for this year is 5 cedis per share. If you have 1,000 shares, how much will you get? 5,000 straight away. And the government will take about 8% withholding tax, small. Right? The government will have to take small tax. Is that okay? So that is how it works. Okay. Apart from dividends, what benefit again do you get if you're a shareholder? Excellent. Capital gains. Is that okay? So if you bought the shares at 2 cedis, okay, and in the course of buying and selling, the share price moves to 4 cedis. You may decide to sell your shares, right? So when you sell it at 4 cedis, how much do you get? So that's like 100%, right? So assuming you bought 1,000 shares, now what return will you get? So you've got 2 cedis extra, right? So the 2 cedis times the 1,000 is what? 2,000 cedis extra. Aside your original 2 cedis, okay? So when you sell your shares, you get, they multiply it by 4 cedis and you get 4,000. So in effect, you are getting 2,000 return. So you can either wait till end of the year for the company to declare dividends and you get your returns, or you can decide that in the course of the year, you will sell your shares. And the problem most Ghanaians have is that when they buy the share, they hold it. They hold it because they know the company is a good company. By all means, at the end, they will pay dividend. They hold the thing. They don't want to do buying and selling. But people really understand the market. They will be strategic. They will do the buying and selling. So once the share price goes up quickly, he will sell and make some money. Then he will watch the market and go and look for another share to buy. Is that okay? So it's the buying and selling that should give you money, not only waiting for dividends. Is that okay? So that's the strategy. So 2 ways. Now, a bond is in a category called fixed income security. Okay, it is called fixed income security because the amount that you get is fixed. So what are some of the fixed income securities in the market? What are some of the securities that the amount you get is fixed, or the coupon or interest you get is fixed? Any idea? Yes? Corporate bonds, okay. So bonds can be issued by government. Is that okay? Bonds can be issued by a company. That's what is called corporate bonds. Bonds can be issued by municipal assemblies, okay? And that is what is something that is in the pipeline, that very soon we're going to have some of the municipalities like KMA, AMA issuing what? Municipal bonds. When you go outside, they issue some of these bonds to help with the development of the municipalities. So we are hoping that Ghana will start issuing what? Municipal bonds, okay? And then we also have what we call infrastructure bonds that are specifically used to develop infrastructure like roads and building hospitals, investing in the energy sector and all that. So that infrastructure bond, the finance minister has mentioned it, that is something they are looking at to help accelerate infrastructure development in the country. Okay, the municipal bonds too is something that is on the table, and I think once those things come on street, it will really help us to develop very fast. There's a lot of liquidity in the system. A lot of people have money. They are looking for opportunities to invest. We shouldn't allow them to be doing what? Betting and investing in certain unlicensed investment schemes. It's dangerous. We need to mobilize the funds locally. Is that okay? So that people don't get the opportunity to invest in very dangerous kind of investment schemes. Okay, so yes. So corporate bond is one of them. Government bond is one of them. Treasury bills is one of them, because if you go and buy a treasury bill and they say it's 10%, it's a 10% that you get. Is that okay? So treasury bill too is a fixed income security. Then you also have a commercial paper. Okay, so treasury bills are often issued by the government. It's a short-term security. We have 91 day, 182, and 364. Okay, the equivalent of treasury bills for companies is called commercial paper. So companies will not issue treasury bills, but they will issue what? A commercial paper. And the commercial paper, what we have in our market is between 15 to 270 days. Was that okay? So we had our first issuance a couple of months ago, I think in April. Federated Commodities Buying. It's a cocoa buying company. They issued a commercial paper for 72.5 million, okay? And so we had investors coming to buy. So a lot of them were bought by the pension fund managers. Is that okay? So they issued, I think the coupon rate was, was it 18 or 19%? So actually what happened was that they said the rate at which they got it was almost 10% lower than what the banks would have charged them. So that is a big relief for them. Okay, so they issued it for 150 days. And by the end of the 150 days, they have paid the investors their money and they have paid them their 17% interest. Is that okay? So this, and I'm sure they used it to meet their short-term capital needs. Okay, so in Ghana, when people think about assessing capital, the default is the bank. No, it depends on the type of capital you want to raise. Okay, you should think about coming to the stock exchange. So that is how the fixed income securities work. Now, for the bond, this is how it works. When the bond is issued, just like the T-bills, 10% or whatever, the bond is also issued at a coupon rate. So, for instance, a bond can be issued at a 10% coupon rate. So, if you go and buy maybe 1,000 cedis of that bond, and the coupon is 10%, it means that your coupon is what? 100 Ghana. It's per year, per annum. So, it means that every year, they will pay you the 100 cedis. But what happens is that with bonds, they pay you every 6 months. So that 100 cedis will be divided into 2, and you'll be paid 50 cedis every 6 months. That's how the bonds work. So if the bond was issued for 5 years, what it means is that every 6 months, you'll be giving your 50 cedis, 50 cedis, 50 until the 5th year when the bond matures. And then when the bond matures, they will give you back that your 1,000 cedis after paying you the interest for that year. So you get back your money, your principal, or the initial amount you invested. Okay? That is how bond works. But every 6 months, they will pay you the interest. So if the interest was what, 20%, and it's per annum for the full year, so it means that every 6 months, they will pay you half, 10%. Is that okay? So if it's 20% of 1,000 Ghana cedis, it means every year they have to pay you 200 Ghana cedis, right? But because it's paid every 6 months, they will pay you 100 cedis what? Every 6 months. That's how the bond market works. Okay? So recently, Casapreco issued a bond for, they plan to raise 600 million, but they raised 350 million. Is that okay? At the beginning. So what happens is that every 6 months, they need to pay the people whatever coupon they have put on it. Is that okay? The good news is that when the banks give you money or loan, normally the interest is paid monthly. But for the bond, it's paid every 6 months. So the company has a bit of flexibility to move around and gather the money and then pay the investors every 6 months. Is that okay? So that is how this thing works. So the role of stock exchanges around the world, like I said, we bring people who need money and people who have money together so that money is made available for the economy to develop. So for instance, if Casapreco raise 350 million and they use it to expand their business, what happens? They create jobs, right? They create jobs for the young people. When they introduce new products, it means they want to better the lives of the people. Is that okay? So those are some of the things. People also get the opportunity to invest in companies. And by investing in companies, people share in the ownership of what? Companies. It's also very important. So individuals and companies get the chance to invest in companies on the stock exchange, promoting transparency and good governance. Who can tell me the reason why up till now we have just about 36 companies on the stock exchange, like other countries where they have a lot, 100, 120, 150? Why are Ghanaian companies reluctant to come to the stock exchange? Why are they unwilling to come to the stock exchange? Why? Why? Okay. So one of the things that when you come to the exchange that we do is that we want you to be very transparent, because once people have put their money in your business, you have to be accountable to these people, okay? You have to account for every penny you spend. And so because of that, every 6 months or every quarter, you need to provide your financial statements, and it will be published for the whole world to see how you are doing with people's money. Is that okay? And so that is what is called transparency, okay? And then any other decision that is taken in the company that investors or shareholders have to know, you have to put it out there. So for instance, you are changing your managing director. It's very important. You have to put it out there. You intend to acquire a new company. You have to put it out there. Recently, Castell Group acquired Guinness, okay? You have to put it out there. It's an acquisition, okay? You have to put it out there. So you have to be transparent, and you have to be accountable. You have to provide reports. Now, and good governance. When you come to the exchange, one of the requirements is that you need to have a board in place. A board of directors who provide strategic direction for the company. You need to have a management team with the managing director leading. So managing director, we have marketing manager, we have supply chain manager, we have finance manager, we have HR manager. You need to have a management team in place, okay? So the board of directors will provide strategic direction, but the management team will do the day-to-day running of the company. Is that okay? You need to have all this in place, because people have now come to put their money in your business, and we have to ensure that you are running the business professionally. The days when it was your own business that every weekend you go and take 40,000 to go and blow it at Aqua Safari, those days will be over. You cannot do that. If you are the owner and you are the managing director, every month they pay you. So you cannot just go and put your money in the coffers and go and enjoy yourself over the weekend. Is that okay? This is the reason why a lot of Ghanaian companies don't want to list on the exchange, because they don't want to open up for people to even know how much profit they are making. Because once you put your financial results out there, this is how much this company is making. So they are not comfortable with that. But most of them to have come to a point where their businesses need to be scaled up, right? Some of them need to even expand to other markets. And they need a huge capital to make sure that happens. But because of this attitude of, I don't want people to know what I'm doing inside my business, because of that, they want to hold on to that small company. But let me ask you, if you own 100 million company, okay, and then you decide to come to the market to raise capital, and you grow your business to the size of about 1 billion, okay? So the 100 million company, you are the 100% owner. You own it. Now, when you come to the stock market and people bring their money and you scale up and your business grows to like 1 billion, okay, and you have just even 20% share, not 100% too, 20% share. 20% share of 1 billion is how much? Is how much? It's 200 million, right? So just 20% is even 200 million. And that is more than that 100% ownership of a 100 million company. But because the company has grown, you have a team in place running the company. You are going to make more money than holding on to that 100 million worth of company. Assuming your share is 30%, that's 300 million. Compare that to owning the company alone and making money on the 100 million. Now on 300 million, it means you make more money. So the Googles of this world, Microsoft of this world, Apples of this world, when their owners started, they came to the exchange and they have expanded and they have become global icons, global giants. What is happening to Ghanaian companies? They don't want to share partnership. They don't want others to be owners, part owners of the business. So they hold on to that 100 million, and most of the time, our companies remain in Ghana. We are happy that the likes of Casa Preco and the rest are now going global. Our companies must also go global, and also employ people in other countries. Is that okay? Shell is in Ghana, Nestle is in Ghana, Unilever is in Ghana. They are all multinationals that are in countries all over the world. Why can't we also produce multinationals to go to other countries? You see the thinking? But all of them decided to list on the exchange so that they can have access to capital and expand. Because it gets to some level, you need patient capital to expand. The reason why we say the exchange provide patient capital is that if somebody comes to invest in your company as a shareholder, the person cannot come to you and say, I'm coming for my money. The worst the person can do is to sell his or her shares. So that money that has been given to you is patient capital. You have time. If you issue a bond for 10 years, it means that you are not going to pay now. Apart from the coupon interest you will pay every 6 months, you pay the final principal in 10 years' time. So it's a long time. Is that okay? So that is how we should be thinking. So we have a lot of players in this market, okay? A lot of players in this market, so we will not go through this. So we also have people we call mutual funds, okay? Like EPAC and EDC, they have what we call, so the mutual funds, what happens is that they take the investments of people and put it in the form of a pool, and then they will then go and buy either bonds or they will buy shares. And what happens is that at the end of the day, whatever returns that they will get, they will share it based on everybody's contribution. Is that okay? So the mutual funds, so people can invest through these mutual funds, or they can see a stockbroker directly for the stockbroker to invest for them. Is that okay? That one is, they are investing on your behalf. With the same thing, the mutual funds will put to invest on your behalf. But that one, they pool all the investments of a number of people together. The money is very big. And then they go and buy shares or go and buy bonds. And then the returns will be shared among you. You can also decide to go and see a stockbroker yourself to invest on your behalf. They are all options. Is that okay? So we have 6 markets. So the main market is where we have the big boys like MTN, Unilever, and the rest, okay? Guinness and the rest. Because that one, the requirement is quite high. Then we realized that some of the companies are a bit small. They cannot meet those high requirements. So we created Ghana Alternative Market in 2013. Currently, we have just about 5 companies on it. It has not grown that much because our Ghanaian companies don't want to list because of the reasons I cited. But now, a lot of them have realized that if they want to grow and become big, they need to come and access capital so they can expand. Then we also created the Ghana Fixed Income Market. So that's the market for fixed income securities, the treasury bills, the bonds, and the commercial paper, the corporate bonds, and the rest. We also created the green bond market. So I'm sure we've all heard about sustainability. Now, everybody in the world is clamoring for climate action, clamoring for environmentally friendly products and all that. So this particular bond is for companies or governments to issue bonds that are green related. So bonds that the money will be used for environmental projects. Bonds that the money will be used for social projects, for maybe a special women project. Is that okay? So we also have a market for that, but we don't have any issuance yet on this market, okay? Then we have the commercial paper market. That's the one I said Federated Commodities have issued one for the first time. Then we also have over-the-counter market. So you know there are some companies that are public companies, like most of the rural banks. They are public companies. They have shareholders. But there's no platform where if a shareholder wants to buy or sell shares, there's no platform, okay? They have to go around struggling looking for somebody to buy their shares. So we are creating a platform where shareholders of those people, okay, can have their shares being traded on this market. Okay, so most of the things we do here are electronic. Okay, so we have an organization called Central Securities Depository. They are just downstairs. So just like in the banking system where you have a clearinghouse, where the checks, those paying, those receiving move, we also have the same thing for the securities. So we have a settlement and a clearing system. So what happens is that when you go and open a securities account or investment account for the first time, your records are kept, including your bank accounts and everything. Now, when you want to sell your shares, okay, the shares must move to the one who is buying, right? And the money must also move from the one who is buying to the one who is selling. Is that okay? So the system is such that the money moves first, right? So the money will have to move first. And then once it hits the person's account, the shares are now transferred to the one who is what? Who is buying, okay? And the person who is buying's money is sent to the person who is what? Selling. Is that okay? But all these things are done electronically. You don't see it. Is that okay? So you sell your shares, and for shares, the payment cycle is T+3. So within 3 days, you should have your money. So once you sell your shares and the transaction goes through, you'll be there, or you get a notice, your money has come in 3 days. For bonds, it's 2 days. Is that okay? So there's no paperwork. Everything is electronic. Isn't that nice? So for instance, when MTN paid the dividends, the 3 billion, people were there, they would just receive SMS that this money has been credited into the account. It's seamless. No paperwork. At the point of opening accounts, your account details, everything is taken, right? So that is how the system works. So both the bonds and the shares are all traded on electronic platforms, okay? And then CSD helps with the clearing and the settlement. Okay, so we have the composite index, and then we have the financial stock index. So the composite index measures all the stock prices, okay? It aggregates all the stock prices of all the companies listed on the exchange, apart from those on the Ghana Alternative Market. Is that okay? And then specifically, we couch the financial stock index just to single out only the companies in the financial sector. So the banks and the insurance companies, they are all here. So this one, when somebody wants to see the performance of the companies only in the financial sector, then the person will look at what? The financial stock index, okay? The composite is for all companies. Is that okay? So currently, I think the financial stock index is around 76%. It tells you that then it means the return is 70. It means that the financial companies are really doing very well. Is that okay? But when they are lumped up with the rest of everyone, the composite index is around, I think, 73. Is that okay? When they are added to the rest, when the financial are added to the rest, it means that some of the rest are not doing too, so it drags the index down. Is that okay? So that is how, okay, I think I've spoken about it. When you come and list on the exchange, the advantage you get is that you are able to access long-term capital. There's buying and selling of the shares, so you can always buy and sell shares. Your company become globally sustainable company, okay? Once you're on the stock exchange, you are respected. You have a lot of credibility. When you are going to negotiate and you say you are listed on the exchange, you are respected because they know that you are responsible. Every quarter, you publish your accounts, right? So it means you are responsible and you can negotiate better. Companies that are on the exchange are seen to be companies that are responsible and serious. Companies that are managing their corporate governance well. I think I've explained all these. So previously, we had an issue where a lot of people who were investing in our market were foreigners. But now that has changed. Now it's almost 50-50 between foreigners and locals in both shares and equities and bonds. Is that okay? So that is very good for the country, that the citizens themselves are now investing in the equities or investing in shares. So I think we are very close to catching up with the foreigners. When it comes to the bond market or the fixed income market, that one we have taken over. The indigenous people are over 80%. So it tells you that Ghanaians are really now investing in our local market. And it's good. We need to mobilize local funds rather than always going out there to go and borrow money. Right? So we provide a lot of reports, okay? So every month we put out, if you go to our website, you see our market reports. Every day you go to our website, there are daily reports that we put there. If you go to our social media platforms, every day we put up our performance there. So every exchange thrives on information. So we try as much as possible to put information out there to help people to make informed decisions, right? Okay, so for instance, we need to update this. So the bond market every year, this is the volumes that we're trading, okay? And when DDP hit us in 2023, we dropped from 230 billion to 98 billion. And then 2024, we bounced back. When the market regained confidence, we bounced back to 174 billion of bonds. As we speak, as at the end of October, we are around 214 billion. Okay, yeah. So when DDP hit us, when the government defaulted on bonds and the government said, I cannot pay the bonds, the coupons anymore, it hit everybody. There was haircut. Everybody was not happy. So people lost interest in investment. Okay, but we bounced back again last year, and now we are 214 billion. You see, that is the nature of investments. There are good times and there are bad times. It doesn't mean because you suffered something bad, you will not go back to it again. Because as for investment, no matter how you need it, is that okay? But one lesson from the DDP is that don't put all your eggs in one basket. There's a principle called diversification in investment. Diversify, spread your risk. What people did was that the bond coupon that we were paying, because averagely globally, bonds pay 5-6%, and Ghana's bond we were paying coupon rate of 25, 28, 20%. It was too good to be true. Some people went and brought all their investments and put everything in their bond because it was so sweet. And they were enjoying it. But the way it was going, it was obvious it was going to crash. And so the people who were smart withdrew their money. But those who kept enjoying the honey, unfortunately. But if you had spread your investments, you will suffer, but at least you can mitigate the suffering. I met a man recently who told me that he put some 2 million in some investment somewhere, and unfortunately, because of all the things that happened, he has only been able to recoup 400,000. So it means that he has lost 1.6 million. And this man is sitting and laughing. I said, hey, big boss, I am sure this one is because you have other investments. Is that okay? You can tell he has other investments. Otherwise, he would have been dead by now. You have lost 1.6 million and you are walking around laughing, smiling. So you need to put some here, you buy some bonds, you buy some shares, you invest in the real sector, some business somewhere. Just spread your investments. Because if you put everything at one place and there's a big hit, you are going to be hot. So that's the lesson we should learn from that one. Some people who suffered during the DDP, Domestic Stock Exchange Program, some people have recovered. Some too have died. Because the people who put everything there, like it happens to Men's Gold. Some people went to put money in Men's Gold, but they didn't put everything there. So when Men's Gold got bust, they suffered. But the people who suffer the most and the people who die are the people who put everything there. You see the difference? Yeah, there are some people who put money in Men's Gold, but that was not all their investments. They are still moving around, okay? But those who put everything there, because it was too sweet. So remember the principle of diversification. Spreading your investments or spreading your risk. Very important. Okay? Spoken about all this. Okay. So the exchange, we embark on a lot of education. Is that okay? Because people still need to understand the stock market. So we do a lot of programs. Some like you have come here. We also do a lot of engagements. We do a lot of workshops. So Ghana Stock Exchange is also a member of a lot of international bodies. We are members of World Federation of Exchanges, UN Sustainable Stock Exchanges, African Securities Exchanges Association, International Capital Markets Association. So we are members of a lot of international bodies, okay? Because we want to adopt the best practices, okay? We want to stick to international best practices. Okay, thank you for your time. I think I was able to do this in record time, right? So, any questions, comments? Any questions, comments? Yes. Yes. So we have a number of securities, right? So we have shares, we have bonds. So the bonds, so they are government bonds, and they are what? Corporate bonds. The municipal and infrastructure bonds are the one that I said the government is working on, right? So we also have commercial paper. That is what companies issue. Companies issue commercial paper, and government issue what? Treasury bills. Because they are all short-term instruments. Is that okay? So yes, we also have green bonds, but nobody has issued green bond yet for people to come and buy. Yes. The what? That's why you are here. So ask all your questions. Okay, thank you very much. It means you are really a very good observer. So DigiCat, yes, is one of the advertising companies listed on the exchange. But the issue is that what will make somebody be interested in buying your shares? Do you put out information out there? As for your normal financial statements, That one is an obligation. That one you put it out there. But apart from that, what are some of the exciting things that the company is doing that will make people to be interested in buying your shares? Is that okay? Yeah. So if your financial statement, you put it out there and it's looking good, yes, it's one of the things that really informs people to actually invest in companies. So what happens, for instance, is that when a lot of companies publish their financial statements and the returns look good, you see a lot of what? Activity. Because now people want to what? Invest in these companies. So that one, we have no control over it. It depends on the message you are sending out there to investors as a company. If for a whole year you have not done anything, there's no information, you don't do any activity or whatever, nobody will hear about you. Nobody will know what is happening in your company. So nobody will be interested in investing in your company. Yeah, so that is it. Any other question? Yes? Hey, rules. We have a lot of rules. Plenty. If we talk about rules, we won't live here. Where are these rules? So, we have a lot of rules governing our operations, because it's people's money that are involved. So we have a lot of rules. So on our part, we have trading rules. We have membership. Before you become a member of the exchange, there are rules you need to follow. We have rules you have to follow if you want to trade on the exchange, right? We have a lot of rules governing our operations. So some are our own rules as an exchange. Some too are Securities and Exchange Commission's rules. You know, the organization that regulates or supervises the stock exchange is Securities and Exchange Commission. So banks are supervised by what? Bank of Ghana, right? So the capital market, stockbrokers, custodians, registrars, stock exchange, we are all supervised or regulated by Securities and Exchange Commission. Is that okay? So when you go and invest anywhere, you have problems. Where you go to is what? Securities and Exchange Commission. Okay? When it comes to insurance, who can tell me their regulator? Who regulates the insurance industry? Yes. No. NIC, National Insurance Commission, okay? So the financial sector, there are 4 regulators, okay? And then the NPRA is what? For the pensions, right? So NPRA, NIC, Bank of Ghana, and what? SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission. These are the 4 regulatory bodies that supervise or regulates the financial ecosystem. Is that okay? Good. Yes, any other question? Okay, good question. So, the other stock exchanges have a lot of listed companies. We are still trying to encourage a lot more companies to list, because when you have a lot of companies on the exchange, then there will be a lot of buying and selling, okay? Then there will be a lot of excitement, a lot of activities on the exchange. But when you have only few companies listed, then you don't have a lot of buying and selling. Is that okay? So currently, a lot of the buying and selling goes on between 10 to about 15 companies. Some of the companies are just dormant. Is that okay? But when we have a lot more companies on the exchange, then you can see a lot of activity on the exchange. Okay, a lot more people will be interested in participating on the exchange. So that is also very important. Let me also tell you, exchange traded funds, okay, ETFs. Okay, so currently we have an exchange traded fund on our market that was issued by ABSA, called New Gold. So what the exchange traded funds does is that it's normally tied to a particular asset. So for instance, the New Gold exchange traded fund we have on our market is tied to what? Gold. So it's tied to the movement of gold prices. Is that okay? So for that security, when gold prices are going up, it means it's also going up. When the gold prices are coming down, it's also coming down. Okay, some too can be tied to a currency or any other commodity. So once that commodity that is tied to is going up, it's also going up. When that commodity is coming down, it's also coming down. Is that okay? That's how exchange traded funds work. So it's also one of the products on our market. And then the repurchase agreements. So that one is normally done by the banks. Okay, you know the banks, there's a minimum balance that every day you need to have. So sometimes when a particular bank doesn't have that balance, because when you don't meet that balance, Bank of Ghana will sanction you. So what they do is that they will just give their a collateral. They will give pretty collateral that they have. They will exchange it for funds. Is that okay? So that they meet their balance. Then they'll go and buy back. They'll go and buy, that's why it's called repurchase. So first of all, you give that collateral. So for example, if it is a bond collateral that you have, a bond that you have, okay, you give it to the bank, and the bank gives you money so that it helps you to meet your minimum balance. Okay. Then you have to go and buy back. That's why it's called repurchase. You have to go and buy it back. Is that okay? It's quite complex, but it's simple. So that's what's called repurchase agreement, repo. Do you understand it? So if I have a collateral, and collateral is what people actually use as a guarantee to go and borrow. So I have that collateral, okay? So if I want to borrow from my fellow bank, I'll say, take the collateral and give me money so that I can meet my minimum cash balance. Then when I get the money, I'll come back, and then I'll say, give me back that collateral and take the money I took from you. Okay, so it's a repurchase agreement. You are going to repurchase that collateral I give to them. This thing, that's how it works. Any other question? Yes. Let's. What is the current market cap? Edward, well, how much is it? Is it 165 or 165 currently? So 165 billion. Do you know market capitalization? So market capitalization is the aggregation of all the values of the companies. And the value of a company is the share price plus the number of shares issued. Is that okay? So that makes up a value of a company. So when you add all these values, then you have what we call market capitalization. It's like the total sum of the values of all the companies listed on the exchange. That's what is called market capitalization. Okay? So share price times share issued gives you the value for every company. Now when you add up the value of all companies listed on the exchange, then you arrive at what? The market capitalization. Is that okay? Good. Yes. Okay, good. So we have a collaboration with some of our partners, right? So for instance, IC Securities called IC Wealth have issued what we call Trade Life, okay? So Trade Life is an app that you can use to buy and sell securities, okay? So you can Google Trade Life from IC Wealth, wealth as in money, WEALTH, right? IC Wealth, I for ink, C for Charlie, IC Wealth. So they have a platform for buying and selling Trade Life, as in LIVE. And then FinCap Securities also have CD Manager. So you can also Google CD Manager, okay? So this is a collaboration that we have with them, right? So when you go to their platform, you can use their platform to buy and sell securities. A lot more are coming up, okay? So that's what we want to do, to actually put investment in the hands of the people at the comfort of their homes, right? So you can use some of these apps to buy and sell securities. Yes, is your question answered? No, no, no. Once you're on that app, whatever we have on the exchange is on it. Right? And if you need further information, you can always call their numbers for them to clarify things for you. Is that okay? Yes. Okay, good. Good question. What's your next question? Good question. So remind me of the first one again. Then what? Yeah, so we have a program called Fast Behind the Figures. Okay? Fast Behind the Figures. So every company, you can even do it twice in a year. You come and tell the whole world how you are performing. Is that okay? Take advantage of that platform the exchange provides. We invite the media, we invite stockbrokers, we invite investment fund managers for that program. So come and tell the whole world about the performance of a company, your plans, and the things you are doing to grow the company. But some of the companies don't take advantage of that platform. So from next year, we are going to make it mandatory. Every company need to come on that platform and come and tell the whole world. Because we invite the media here, we pay the media. It's not your money, it's our money. We are providing that platform for you to showcase your performance and what you are doing. But some of them don't do that. Right? So now it's going to be mandatory for every company. So those platforms help the world to know about what you are doing. Is that okay? Good. Some companies also organize investor relation programs like MTN. They invite their investors and provide update to them. It's also part of it. Okay, and the second one is, the second question, what? Okay. I think I mentioned that. But what we are doing now is that we are talking to we signed an MOU with Association of Ghana Industries. So we are talking to some of their members to come and list. We have Stanford Seed Transmotion Network. We are talking to them. It's an association that have a number of SMEs. We are talking to some of their members to come and list. But the good news is that we have done so much education and publicity that now some SMEs are even calling us themselves that they want to look at the capital raising opportunities on the stock exchange. Is that okay? So a lot is happening. And now I can tell you that some of them now even don't want to start listing. They want to actually issue a bond. They want to start with the debt market. Then over time, they can decide to come and issue shares. Okay. You know, some of them are still reluctant to get people to be part owners of their business. So they will rather want to issue a bond. Is that okay? So a lot is going on to make sure that we're also looking at how we can repackage the GATS, because in terms of requirements, the GATS requirements are lower than the main market. And even the GATS, where you are coming on it, we will even provide some listing support fund where you can use it to pay your lawyers, the accountants, and all that. After you have issued your shares, you've gotten your money, we take that money back. We have put in place all those things. But I think one of the main things is about losing control and being transparent. Our Ghanaian business feel that if they list, they'll lose control. Because is for me. Entitlement mentality. So most of them are reluctant to come and list. But now they have realized that they need to scale up and they need patient capital to scale up. So a lot of them are now approaching us And so we are working with a lot of them. We are also working with the government to see if we can bring on board some of the state-owned enterprises that are doing well. Some of them are doing well. We will not bring the bad ones to the market because you will not invest in their shares. We will bring the good ones, the viable ones that are doing well. So that one is also really, really being worked on, right? So those are the things that we are doing. Yes. So I think your question will be the last one. Or, yes, you have not spoken.
In your presentation, you mentioned something about foreign investors. I don't know for everyone else, but to me, from my perspective, it sounded a bit risky because, especially for an investor in maybe a country like the United States, let's say, for instance, you buy shares, MTN shares worth about 10,000 cedis. So that's like 1,000, and then the cedi against the dollar is 10 cedis. That's about $1,000. So let's say the cedi depreciates to 15 cedis against $1. So then that means that, but then the MTN shares increase to about 12,000 Ghana cedis. That means that you've made 20% in Ghana cedis. But then, as the foreign investor, that means you have lost $200 of the $1,000. So is it advisable to invest in other countries, or the best advice is to look for options around locally? And then I also wanted to ask, is it because between 2020 and late 2022 and then early 2025 or 2020 or late 2024, when the cedi depreciated, is that why Ghana Stock Exchange lost most of their foreign investors, and then now it seems that they have more local investors?
Very interesting question. Very, very interesting question. So the first one is that, every investment comes with risk. I'm sure you know that. So if you're a foreigner and investing in companies in other countries, you should let somebody do a risk profiling for you. Because when you are investing in another country, there are political risk. If the country should shut down or there's a war breaks out in that country, where are you going to get your money? So there's a political risk, right? There's economic risk. When the country itself is not doing well, it affects everything. There's foreign exchange risk or exchange rate risk. When you go to tertiary and you are treating investments, you go through the various risk. Is that okay? So one of the risk is exchange rate risk. You should know that the country you are getting into, their currency is very volatile. Is that okay? And especially in Ghana for the past few years. So the foreign investors, they know. Is that okay? That is why when they realize that the exchange rate is misbehaving quickly, they want to take their money out. And those things also actually affect our exchange rate because everybody will rush to take their money out, but they have to convert the money into dollars. And so there will be a lot of pressure on our cedi because people want to convert their money into dollars and take it out of the country. So even sometimes during elections, when people are not sure of what will happen, some of them you see them cashing their money out because they want to play it safe. Okay, so those are some of the things that happen. So, yeah, every investment comes with risk. It comes with risk.
I wanted to ask if the Ghana Stock Exchange contributes to the city's performance, and the city's performance globally. And if yes, you see sometimes you hear that Sidina Kosoro, that the city has appreciated. And then you hear that so because the city has appreciated against the dollar, prices of goods and services must be reduced, right? But then most of the time, when that happens in Ghana here, you go to the markets and then their prices are still high.
Yeah.
That you don't get the information.
But I'm told recently prices have gone down.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. I'm told some products prices have gone down. That's what I've heard. Like people say, oh, if I go and buy Gary Olonka, now it was this, or if I go and buy a bag of rice, is this now it's come down. Because when when, you know, people will always have old stocks, right? So even when the prices go down, they go and buy new stocks. It takes a while for the old stocks to be cleared from the system. That is why it's taking a while before prices are now coming down, because now they have bought it with a better exchange rate, okay? They are importing at a lower exchange rate. So now the new products that are coming in, they're able to price them lower. So remember, the Association of Ghana Industries said that they need a bit of time. Once they clear the old ones, the new ones that they will buy, the prices will come down. And that's what we are witnessing now, right? And now the Ghanaian currency has appreciated over 33% for the first time in so many years, which is very good for us. Is that okay? Yeah. So is your question answered? Good. Very good question. Yes. Okay, so we have a very good relationship with other stock exchanges, right? For the sake of best practice learning, okay? So for instance, we have signed a memorandum of understanding with Jamaica Stock Exchange, okay? Morocco, Casablanca Stock Exchange. Is that okay? London Stock Exchange, we've signed an MOU with them to learn best practices. Is that okay? So and then through the various exchange associations like World Federation of Exchanges, right? We go for these meetings, and then we sometimes go for study tour, and sometimes some of them too come for study tour. A lot of exchanges in Africa come for study tour in Ghana. Tanzania Stock Exchange, Uganda Stock Exchange, Liberia, all of them come to Ghana to come and learn what we are doing. Is that okay? So we have good relationship with the other stock exchanges. You have not spoken, right? Okay. Okay, so the licensed dealing members are the people, the stockbrokers who have been licensed to do buying and selling. Is that okay? The associate members are members of the exchange who helped in the formation of the exchange, but they are not licensed to do buying and selling for customers. There's also a difference between a licensed dealing member or a stockbroker and then a broker-dealer. So for a stockbroker or a licensed dealing member, it's the same thing. You buy and sell shares on behalf of clients. You cannot buy and sell on your own behalf. But a broker-dealer can do both. They can do it on behalf of clients, and they can do it on their own as well. That's the difference between a broker-dealer and then a stockbroker. Is that okay? Good. So are we okay? Yes, so this will be the last question. Is it what? Yes. Is that what? Oh, I'm not sure it will take too much time, but I have not. So you try it and see and tell me. When you try it, give the feedback to your teacher, to Michael. So try it. Try it and see. But I know because it's electronic, it doesn't take much time. You're almost done. Oh, okay. It means you just started, right? Good. So you see, this is what we are talking about, trying to digitize the capital market space, where you can buy shares, you can buy bonds on your phone. You don't need to go to anybody's office, right? That is what we are trying to do. When you go to MTN, even they have options for buying and selling of shares, okay? When you have an account with Standard Chartered, their mobile app, SC Mobile, you can use it to buy treasury bills and the rest. Is that okay? That is where the world is heading towards. So we're also trying to see how much we can push so that we get a lot of these digital investment tools that people can easily buy and sell shares on their mobile phones, right? So thank you very much for your time. It was very interactive, very engaging. And I wish you all the best in the NIQ. So we hope that the best school wins. I think last year, the final was between St. Augustine's, Presec, and this is Opokuware. Which one? Prempeh. My apologies. And I think Augustine's came second, right? And then Presec won, right? So this year, we are looking forward to a very fierce competition. So the NSMQ, Infansipim won, right? So let's see who will win the NIQ as well. Is that Infansipim? They will win again. Oh, okay. Yo. So thank you very much for your time, and I wish you all the best, and thank you very much for coming.
Whatever that you've learned, we are hoping that the schools that actually qualified, the stock simulation will become a competition and not something of luck. What do you think? All right. So yes, we are about starting the balloting for the quarterfinals. So Eldad and then Mr. Joshua will take over with the balloting. So yes, please, let's welcome them with a round of applause, okay?
Yeah, so thank you very much, Pearl. So with the quarterfinals, first of all, we'd like to display the schools that have qualified for the quarterfinals. So if the AV team can help us with the schools who have qualified for this year's quarterfinals of the National Investment Quiz. Give me the list of the schools. Yeah, okay, sure. So while we do that, we have 16 schools for the quarterfinals. And for the quarterfinals, we have what's happening? So we have St. Louis Senior High School. Oh, you can clap for them, please. We have Opokuware School. We have EPC Mauko Girls. We have Wesley Grammar. We have Corpus Christi Senior High School. We have West Africa Senior High School. We have Kumasi High School. We have Adontin Senior High School. We have Presbyterian Boys Senior High School, Legon. We have St. Augustine's College. We have Infantipim School, Prempeh College, Our Lady of Mercy Senior High School, St. George Grammar School, Ola Girls Senior High School. Which school is this? And then we have Wesley Girls Senior High School. So these are the 16 schools that are going to contest for the quarter-final stage of the National Investment Quiz. And at this point, we'll be having the balloting for the contest. Please, let's note. Yes. Yes, sure. So let's note, we have 4 contests for the quarterfinals, right? Contest 1, Contest 2, Contest 3, and then Contest 4. And in each of these contests, we have 4 pots. So the first pot makes up of the finalists for last year, which are Presbyterian Boys Senior High School, Legon, St. John's Grammar, Prempeh College, and St. Augustine's College. So first of all, we'd like to call these schools to come and pick each paper each, right, to decide which contest they would be in. So we would like to call representatives of Prempeh College, St. Augustine's College, Presbyterian Boys Senior High School, and then the high school, St. John's Grammar, please. So representatives from these schools, kindly come forward to come and ballot for a place in the quarterfinals. I've made it amazing. Oh, please, representatives. Prempeh College. Just one person, Prempeh College. St. Augustine's College. Oh, Prempeh, I'm still waiting for you. So please. Yes. So what paper you take, decide what contest you are in. So please kindly come and pick for the schools. So please kindly come and pick. Yeah. So Prempeh College, contest 3. Prempeh College, contest 3. Contest 1. Who's that contest 1? So St. Augustine's College, contest 1. Where is it? Presec Legon, contest 2. Prempeh College, contest 3. And then St. John's Grammar, contest 4. So these are the contests that they are all going to participate in. Thank you very much. So you can have your seats. You can take the paper away. You can take it. Thank you very much. Oh, please clap for them while they sit. So we have the next pot of schools that are also going to ballot for a place in the quarterfinals. But then these schools are the schools that were the semi-finalists for last year's contest. So we would like to call on these 4 schools, which are Infantipim School, Wesley Girls Senior High School, Olams, and then West Africa Senior High School. So please, contestants from this school can kindly join us here to do the honors. Olams. So please, in no particular order, you can come and pick a pot. So arrange. No, 4, please. So 10. So West Africa, contest 1. Wesley Girls, contest 2. And then Olams, contest 3. Infantipim, contest 4. Thank you very much for joining us here. So we'd like to continue with the next pot. So this pot is made up of the schools that were first for the preliminary stages that we just had 2 days ago. So these schools are Kumasi High School, St. Louis Senior High School, Wesley Grammar School, and then Ola Girls. So please, clap for them while contestants from each school comes forward. So St. Louis Senior High School, Wesley Grammar, and then Ola Girls. Are you ready? So please, in no particular order, kindly come in. So arrange it. So St. Louis Senior High School, contest 1. Kumasi High School, contest 2. Ola Girls, contest 3. And then Wesley Grammar, contest 4. Oh, clap for them, clap for them. Thank you very much. So you can have a seat. Jordan is ready.
So yes, the very first balloting.
Yes, so far, we've done 3 ports. So we'd like to go through the schools for, yes. So we'd like to go through the schools for each port. So for the first, which are the finalists for last year, we have Ogasco in contest 1, West Africa Senior High School contest 1, and then St. Louis Senior High School contest 1. And then for contest 2, we have Presbyterian Boys Senior High School, Legon. And then we have Wesley Girls High School. And then Kumasi High School for contest 2. And then for contest 3, we have Prempeh College. We have Our Lady of Mercy Senior High School. And then we have Ola Girls Senior High School. And then finally with contest 4, we have St. John's Grammar Senior High School, Infante Pim School, and then Wesley Grammar Senior High School. Now, Wesley Grammar School. So now, finally, we are for the last balloting, which is the schools that were second for the preliminary stages we have. And for that, we have Mauko Girls Senior High School, Adontin Senior High School, Opokuwari School, and Corpus Christi Senior High School. So please, a round of applause for the representatives while they come. So please, kindly go and pick in no particular order. So for contest 1, we have Corpus Christi Senior High School. And for contest 2, we have Adontin Senior High School. And then for contest 3, we have Mauko Girls Senior High School. And the last but not least, we have Opokuwari School as contest 4. So please, kindly clap for them while they make their seats. So those are the contests we're going to have for our quarterfinals. Finally, we would like to go over the schools once again, just to know all the schools in each of the contests. So for contest 1, oh hello. For contest 1, we have St. Augustine's College. We have West Africa Senior High School. We have St. Louis Senior High School. And then we have finally Corpus Christi Senior High School. A round of applause for them. And for contest 2, which will be happening on the same day. So please, contest 1 and 2 will be happening on the same day, which is tomorrow. And then contest 3 and 4 will be happening the subsequent day, which is Saturday. So please, let's know that. So for tomorrow, the first contest is St. Augustine's College, West Africa Senior High School, St. Louis Senior High School, and then Corpus Christi Senior High School. For the second contest tomorrow, we have Presbyterian Boys Senior High School, Legon. We have Wesley Girls Senior High School. We have Kumasi High School. And then we have Adontin Senior High School, which is contest 2 for tomorrow. Then contest 3, which is happening on the Saturday, we have Prempeh College, Our Lady of Mercy Senior High School, Ola Girls Senior High School, and then we have Mauko Girls Senior High School. So for contest 3 on Saturday. And then finally, contest 4, we have St. John's Grammar Senior High School. We have Infante Pim School. And then we have Wesley Grammar School. And then finally, Opokuwari School. Thank you very much. So, at this point, We'll hand over to the MC.
Yes, so we are done with the balloting. So yes, I'm sure that we'll So you tell us your pot and then how you feel about that pot. Yes, the contest.
Okay, so St. Augustine's College is in Port 1, and then I think this. Okay, so I think St. Augustine's College is in Port 1, and then I think it will be a very tough and interesting contest, but then by the grace of God, we'll say what you.
St. Augustine says they are in pot one. They think it will be very tough and interesting, but then by grace of God, they are hoping to actually come out as winners. So yes, was your pot and then what you think about the contest. Please, our auditorium is very noisy. Hello. Thank you.
Okay, so we are in pot 1, and I see that pot to be a very tough pot. But victory is what we cherish, so we will surely cherish that.
One says they are also in pot one. They find it very tough, but victory lies in the hands of God. This one, it lies in the hands of one. That's what he's saying.
I'm from Ola Girls, and we're in pot 3. We are cool with it, and we hope for the best. This time around, we are putting it our best. Thank
So
you.
that was it from Ola Girls and pot 3. Celeste Wesley Girls.
Please, we are in pot 2, and we find it very interesting, and God will see us through the competition.
Wesley Girls says God will see them through. They are in pot 2. So yes, emphatically.
So we are in pot 4. It won't be easy, but we prepared enough, so God will see us through.
Okay. In fact, the way yesterday the Quizmaster said something, it's only when this competition is on that you know that everybody serves God. So yes, they are also saying that God will see them through. They are also saying that God will see them through. So yes, let's see whose God actually sees who through. I don't know if it's the same God, because we are all saying that God should let us become first. So let's see who God actually went here. So yes, Tukumasi High.
We are in pot 2, and we just came here for battle, so irrespective of the opponent, we shall fight our way through.
Hey, so irrespective of the component, victory will be there. So yes, which school hasn't spoken? Corpus Christi hasn't spoken yet. So yes, let's give the mic to Corpus Christi. Okay.
So,
Another goal.
we're in pot 1. We're in pot 1, and it's going to be very tough, but we'll try our best.
Okay. They didn't mention it, but I know that God is also there with them. So yes, Maoku Girls.
With God on our side, it will be a success.
Yes, with God on our side, Maoku says it will be a success. So yes, St. John's Drama.
So we are in pot 4, and the other school should watch out for the best.
Wesley Drama. You know, this is what they always say. Last year they said they should watch out. This year they say watch out. Okay, for the best with God. So that's Olam.
Yes, we are in pot 3.
Okay.
It looks very competitive, but with the Virgin Mother interceding on our behalf, victory is assured.
With the Virgin Mother, victory is indeed assured, and that was from Olam. So yes, our next clue is.
We are in pot 4. We are in pot 4, but the competition will be very tough. We are hoping nothing but the best.
We are hoping for nothing but the best. So yes, we will have a doctrine.
Okay, we are in pot 2, and I think it will be very competitive, but in God we trust.
In God, we also trust. So let's see who God actually works out for. So yes,
We are in pot 4, and we hope that God will see us through.
God also sees
So we are in port 2, and it's not going to be an easy one. So God on our side, and and the God who brought us here will send us there.
The God on our side and the God who brought us here will see us through. Amen. This was supposed to be a church service, I think. God is actually helping us. All right, St. Louis, yes.
We are in port 1, and we know with God, victory will be ours.
They know with God, victory will be theirs. So yes, who's who has spoken here?
Prempeh College.
Okay, Prempeh.
Okay, so we're in port 3, and our port is very competitive. So we trust our process and preparations that God will be with us, and we surely
God
be
will be
with us.
with Prempeh too, because they are also in port 3. I think all the schools have spoken. All right, so thank you so much for your opinions, and then let's see who's God at which point